introduction first. We decided to choose one of the subtopics from Chapter 5, Office Environment, which is lighting, for our group assignment. Lighting is one of the most important aspects of the office environment. Good quality lighting reduces the chance of incidents and injuries from momentary blindness. Momentary blindness is momentary low field vision due to eyes adjusting from brighter to darker or vice versa of surroundings. Studies show that lighting in the workplace can have a significant impact on employees' productivity and efficiency on the job, sometimes having both a physical and psychological effect on employees. In our opinion, this topic is essential because effective lighting takes into consideration the quantity and quality of illumination-based suit for the employees, their work styles, their tasks, and the space involved. Good lighting not only minimizes the risk of many health problems for employees but also increases productivity and safety in the office. Furthermore, good office lighting is essential for ergonomically. Individual adjustable lighting improves employees' eyesight, energy level, and well-being of employees. It also improves their ability to concentrate. Meanwhile, poor lighting can cause shoulder, back, and neck pain because people have stretched their bodies or bent down into awkward positions in order to see things clearly.
Characteristic of lighting. Task illumination. Task illumination is a process that measures the quantity of light at the work surface. It does not measure quality or visibility. A high task illumination value does not necessarily ensure high visibility in a work area, especially if glare and reflection are present. Most office work areas require a task illumination of 100 to 150 foot candles. Visual comfort probability is the direct brightness ratio that is affected by glares and ceiling reflection. Sources of bright light visible to the naked eyes or visible reflectors that are bright can cause a poor visibility ratio. When fixtures are selected, their design should be evaluated to make sure neither of these conditions exist.
Equivalent spherical illumination is the level of sphere illuminance required to achieve task visibility comparable to that of a given lighting environment. Equivalent sphere illumination can be estimated using an efficient method that allows for the computation of several target locations in a room. The technique is simple to code into a computer program, and the results are substantially faster than systems that use other computational techniques.
Let's move on to types of lighting systems. The first type is direct lighting. Direct lighting is a lighting system that directs approximately 90 to 100% of the illumination downward to the work surface. The minimum amount of light creates shadow. Unless the light features are quite close together, the working areas most likely will not be uniformly lit. The next type is indirect lighting. Indirect lighting is the lighting system recommended for most types of office tasks. It is frequently directed outward, which is 90 to 100% of the light. The light then becomes diffuse and is reflected downward as general light. Most shadows and glares are eliminated by light diffusion.
In my part, I'll focus on semi-direct and semi-indirect lighting. My first point is semi-direct lighting. Semi-direct light is the kind of lighting provided from a source without reflection from other surfaces. In daylighting, this means that the light has traveled on a straight path from the sun to the point of interest. With a semi-direct lighting system that directs approximately 60 to 90% of the light is directed downward. The remainder of the light is directed upward and then reflected back downward. semi-direct system eliminate some of the shadows that are characteristic of the direct lighting system. As you can see on the slide, this picture shows that semi-direct lighting installed at the corridors because semi-direct lighting is good for stairways, corridors, and storage areas. Now, let's move to the next part, which is semi-indirect lighting. Semi-indirect lighting is using a translucent reflector that transmits some primary light as to the floor while reflecting most of it as to the ceiling. With semi-indirect lighting system in which 60 to 90% of the light is directed upward and then reflected downward. The remainder of the light is immediately directed downward. Although the semi-indirect lighting system may produce a greater amount of light for the same wattage level than the indirect system, shadow and glare are also likely to be a greater problem with semi-indirect lighting. If you look at the example picture on the slide, semi-indirect light installed at the conference room, which it is a great source for adding more lumens to a room without creating harsh effects of adding additional direct lighting solutions.
Diffuse. Non-directional light is a soft and scattered light that is mostly not directed at any particular object or surface.
What is glare? Glare is a visual sensation caused by excessive and uncontrolled brightness. It can be disabling or simply uncomfortable. It is subjective and sensitivity to glare can vary widely. Older people are usually more sensitive to glare due to the aging characteristic of the eyes. Ways to reduce office employee exposure to glare. The first one is reduction time spent on screen. Reduction the amount of time the employees spend on screen will reduce their exposure to glare. Obviously, in office roles that require full-time work on screen, this isn't a particular viable solution. However, a compromise will be allowing regular breaks away from the computer screen. Rearranging the office layout. By analyzing your office layout, you can identify sources of glare. For example, ensuring computer screens are not facing direct sources of sunlight such as windows. The positioning of artificial light sources should also be carefully considered to reduce the chance of glare. Furthermore, special consideration should be taken when choosing the colors and types of paint and wallpaper used to decorate, as high reflectance values from the wall can cause glare. And the last one is installation of window film and blinds. An incredible simple and cost-effective way to reduce glare is by installing glare reduction window film on the windows to improve visibility and comfort. Different types of films have varying tints which provide varying levels of glare reduction. With window films, no matter how bright or hot the sun shines, the windows can remain unobscured to let in natural light all day long if desired.
Conclusion. Effective workplace lighting plays an important role in employees' productivity. The right lighting can help reduce the risk of all kinds of health problems and also increase productivity and safety for companies. After all, good lightings help to create a pleasant and exciting working environment that eases employees' work. We can conclude that good office lighting gives great importance to the efficiency of the company, and that can best achieve this by combining different types of light sources in the right way.